Hello everyone, Gifted Soul here back for another Pickacard reading. Today's Pickacard reading is going to be regarding what you need to hear right now. So just important messages and guidance of advice for you to take into account for current situations or to help you move forward in something that, again, you could be going through or just upcoming situations. So yeah, I am now able to provide you guys with polls to where you can vote for certain topics for me to do collective readings on now. Since I have reached 1K, they do not allow you the community tab post until 7 days after you've reached 1,000 subscribers. So that is why before you never saw me do that until now. And I'm going to be doing that more often. Also, I did want to do this a bit sooner. However, I did come across a medical issue with my back where I was not able to fulfill client orders in a timely manner that I wish I would have. And also, I could not sit at even my computer for a long period of time or even at all. But I did try to at least update people that have ordered something, a reading from me on my Etsy shop or wherever you may have ordered from. And that was a job in itself. I couldn't even sit down to record a video for you guys, so I do apologize. And I don't know if you were wondering where I was, but that's what I was doing. I was recovering from that. I still do have a few issues here and there, but I am able to at least do videos now and get orders and things done for now. But yeah, so that was what was taking me so long to come back. And yeah, it was very out of the blue, and it wasn't anything that I could help, so I do hope you guys understand. But anyways, so here's the pick card reading. There's 3 options, 1, 2, and 3 as always. You could just meditate on the cards, the number, just however you choose to pick your pile. If you are not ready, just pause and return back to your selected timestamp when you are ready. I'm going to go ahead and get started on pile number 1. Okay, pile number 1. What is it that you need to hear right now? So, we have release toxic people. So, you are needing to release one-sided relationships, maybe for some of you. For others of you, these are people that maybe you are trying to change and they're just not going to change. So, it's either you accept them as they are, which you don't have to, but if you are willing to try to work with them, you're going to have to embrace the current energy that they are bringing. But for the most part, this is a need for you to let this person go. It's somebody that may be very codependent on you, somebody that doesn't want to learn from their mistakes and learn lessons for now. So I do feel like if you are trying to change this person, it's not going to happen anytime soon. And maybe not even at all. This person is very stuck in their ways. And it could be people in general. It doesn't have to be a romantic connection. Could be a friendship, a coworker, a boss, a sibling. Just kind of lessen your involvement with them for right now and kind of focus on your own energy and work on the changes that you need to have within yourself rather than trying to change them or make them see the error of their ways, because they're not going to see it until they learn the hard way. And I feel like even with this person, that whoever you're dealing with in this situation, they're not even going to learn the hard way. They're going to have to go through the lesson several times before they get it. So we have purple here, the third eye, a card that represents clairvoyance and your intuition and psychic development and things like that. So when it comes to these people, whoever you're dealing with, Spirit is saying for you to follow your intuition, use your psychic abilities to discern who is good for you and who isn't. And it's okay not to want to give up on a person. I'm not saying to completely leave this person or whoever it is or whatever it is in the dark, but just continue to be mindful, pay attention to the spiritual messages that you're getting about that person, and don't try to change them. Accept those messages as they are and act accordingly. So we have wealth. So I feel like with this, it's card number 31. If that number may mean something. Sometimes it can mean something and other times it may not. But so we have a wealth here. And I feel like maybe some of you may have some unhealthy spending habits, or um, maybe you choose to invest into the wrong people with the things that you could be generous with, such as money or anything that's something that somebody would appreciate. I feel like kind of, I'm just getting the energy of you investing time and money and energy into something or somebody that is going to give you a run for your money type of thing. But I do feel like also once you kind of release this toxic person or situation for right now, I feel like it's going to bring you more prosperity and more wealth and more financial stability as well, and just stability in general. Um, so surrender to joy. Allow yourself to be happy. Don't feel like you can't be happy because of this person that you're trying to fix. I feel like you're kind of sacrificing your happiness to try to make another person happy by again trying to change them or whatever the situation may be. So it says a key to positive change in your life is to let joy in and savor it. Indulge in random acts of smiling during both the hard and easy times. Keep surrendering to more joy. So allow yourself to be happy. um and don't feel, I feel like there's a need to not feel guilty for letting this person go or letting this situation be. We can't always save everybody. Yeah, so you have time to go, which is more purple here. So I most definitely feel like you guys are very spiritually woke. It's just a matter of you paying attention to those messages and those insights, and even your dreams that maybe you're having when you're sleeping. There are messages there as well. You may not be understanding them, but I feel like you will be able to coming up. It's just you needing to follow your intuition and your inner wisdom on that, and not like necessarily um you know a generic type of feeling. Follow your own vibe rather than saying, oh well, it looks like this so it must be this. Situations are not always what they seem, so keep that in mind. So and to be fair, I do know a lot of readers that actually do that. You will tell them the situation, and instead of giving you psychic guidance, they will give you advice. Now, advice is useful. I do say to appreciate the advice because, they're giving you advice for your well being, and that's great. I do that as well. However, I do look into things psychically and intuitively because I don't want to feel like I'm just judging. Because, again, even though they're saying it looks like this, it actually could be something different and deeper going on to the situation. So keep that in mind. So time to go. Yeah. So the sun sets and rises each day, and it's the same with the avenues in your life. See the beauty within each sunset in your life, and know that the sun will also rise again tomorrow. Endings are merely the start of a new beginning, and we are with you through each phase and cycle. So yeah, it's time to try to start over. Let negative people out of your life. If somebody wants to ruin their life and not care about themselves for the time being, you can't always be there to try to change their minds. You have to focus on your own energy and just give them some time apart, and maybe eventually they will learn what they need to learn, but they're not going to learn when somebody's trying to force it. So it's time to release yourself from the situation and maybe even the person, and just let them learn by themselves. So we have peace. Yeah, you're only going to get some peace from this if you take that advice. You're not going to get any peace continuing to try to change it. It's not going to happen. They probably can change it, and they may change, but it's not going to come from you kind of forcing it down their throats type of energy. You can't always baby them. So in order to get your peace of mind and even more clarity about this, you have to get it away from whatever that is or whoever that is. Archangel Raphael. I am helping you heal physical challenges in yourself and others. You are a healer like me. So Archangel Raphael is one of the angels of health and wellness, in my opinion. And they just help with healing in general. And again, this person could be suffering from some type of addiction. Doesn't have to be drugs, alcohol, or even food. It could be anything, any type of codependency. And I feel like they are going to need spiritual assistance in helping them cutting cords with whatever that is if they are very consumed with. It doesn't even have to be a substance. It could be anything. Too much of anything is actually, I wouldn't say it's bad for you, but um, like you need something of, like, for example, too even too many readings are not good for you. So keep that in mind. Space out your readings and things like that. That's just an example. But like you get a reading today, you don't need to follow up with a reading the next day, and especially on the same subject. So that example. So too much of anything can be very draining, and it's just not always good for you. And I feel like they are able, whatever habit they have enough money to feed their habit, whatever it is, whether it's a substance, whether it's cigarettes, whether it's alcohol, food, whatever it is that you're trying to help them change, they they're gonna feed that habit regardless. So um, you're gonna have to give them some time to kind of go through wanting to change and having the willpower and mindset to do that. So play. Stop taking things so seriously. Have fun. Make some time for fun. Again, like the surrender card said, surrender to joy. Allow yourself to be happy. Allow yourself to have fun, and don't feel guilty for leaving this situation or this person behind. So have fun, celebrate, don't be so serious. So yeah, I already said that. But yeah, you see this girl here, she's sitting in a martini glass. I guess you can say that's champagne. She's just having fun. She's not worried about anything. She's not trying to fix anything. She's not trying to salvage someone's mind. And yeah, she's just having fun and living in the moment and not worried about anything else for right now. So a lot of you may be too consumed with things that really aren't your problem. And I know what it's like to try to want to fix somebody. I've been there, but I've learned that you cannot do that. You have to give people a chance to want to learn these things on their own. So yeah. But we have the truth, card number 23. I feel like this is about them figuring that out on their own, figuring the truth out. Right now they're oblivious to it, but I feel like in time, whoever this is or whatever it is going to work itself out, and they're going to see it, but it's only going to be, a change from within. It's not because anybody made them see it. And I feel like I talked about this recently with somebody. I think I did. But anyway, so the color blue in this chakra is the throat chakra. So I do feel like some confessions and some secrets maybe being revealed coming up. And this may be kind of bringing about a toxic situation if there isn't already one. For those of you who have picked this pile, there's a need to work on accepting your truth and speaking it. Some of you may have a problem with the way somebody is living their life or something, and for whatever reason you've been afraid to tell them. For some of you, you haven't told them and tried to change them, which I'm here to tell you that you can't try to change them. You can try, but it's not going to happen based on you trying to do it. It's something that they're going to have to want to do. But for a lot of you with this coming up, you have not told them that there is a problem and you need to tell them. Those of you who have already tried to tell them, you just need to leave the situation alone for right now. But for some of you, it is time to be a little more blunt. It is time to tell whoever this is that, you can't do it, and they need to try to change. So voice your opinion. Animal Kingdom. I'm going to say that some of you have some pets that are crossed over that are giving you these messages that I've already given you. And I feel like for some of you, this is about a need to work with animal guides and kind of get into that realm. I do feel like your top animal guide right now, which I see an elephant, even though there is no elephant here in this picture. From a distance, I see one, and elephants remind me of wisdom. They're very spiritual animals as well, so Spirit is saying follow your inner elephant, which is weird, but that's what I'm hearing. Now there is a bird. There are birds in here. There's a bear and there's a wolf. And that looks like a moose. Can't really tell, but from a distance, I'm seeing an elephant clear as day. So maybe you guys need to do some research on that animal to see what it may mean for you. It's going to be different for everybody. But yeah, try to do some research on elephants or even any of the animals you see here. And yeah. So we have cycles. Yeah, you're in a cycle. For some of you, again, you've already tried to make somebody realize something, and they're just not going to right now. They're stuck in their ways, so they're going to, the more you tell them, the more, they stay in the same cycle and keep bringing you the same thing. I do feel like a cycle is ending, though. But for some of you, it only is going to end once you open up your mouth and tell them what's going on and how you feel. But for others of you, you've already tried. For those of you that have already tried, you have to let them go through that cycle and leave them be. So 2 messages there. So we have crowsight or crowseat. I'm willing to bet that there's a lot of water sign energy here in this pile, as well as fire signs. So we have Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries. It could be in other areas of your chart, somebody you may be close to, or just the energy you're taking on at this time. Same for water signs, so Pisces, Scorpio, and Cancer. So we have fire and water here. I felt like that was important to mention. The crystal is crowsight. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but it talks about passion, and fire is passion as well. So you need to speak your truth, like I said once again, and this is, whatever this change is something you're very passionate and adamant about. You don't need to give up, but you do need to kind of maybe take a new approach to the situation. Because what I'm seeing is you can't fight fire with fire. I'm just seeing fire here because of passion and the color of the card. And then we have fire in this truth card. Somebody's tired of hearing this stuff because it's more than one person telling one specific person that they need to make a change. They hear it, but they're not going to, the more people try to make them do it. So we have the High Priestess, which is more about psychic development, like I mentioned earlier, intuition, things like that, spiritual guidance. So you are very intuitive. Some of you may even, prefer the term psychic, I do feel. And you just have to follow your intuition on the situation. Don't second guess yourself. And this is confessions as well being released, so that's another validation of that. Sometimes it is third-party situations. I don't feel that at the moment in this energy. But that's what the High Priestess can represent sometimes. But, yeah. So our last card is consider healthier choices. So consider healthier as far as, like, not just food and dieting and stuff like that, but just in general, like, wanting to invest time in people that are not as negative and that don't, stress you out and things like that. But yeah, so consider healthier choices. That can mean a lot of different things, but for a lot of you, this is about, your main message here was releasing whatever this situation or this person is and stop trying to change it. And it was repetitive, but that's what wanted to come through. I wish you guys love and light. That is all I have for you guys. I hope it resonated. Please let me know what you learned. If anything I said in this reading was accurate, I would love to know. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Welcome to those of you who have picked pile number 2. This is a reading regarding what you need to hear right now from the universe. Just guidance and advice for you to take into account for anything that you may be going through, or maybe how to work through upcoming situations as well. So this is what you guys voted for on the poll. And yeah. So let's see what messages Spirit has in store for you on what you need to hear. And if you're interested in this deck, it is self-published. The woman in this particular card actually is the one who created it. Love this deck. The only thing that I did not like was that it was small. I didn't know it was mini. I may have missed that in the listing maybe. But other than that, I love this deck, and it's beyond what I could have imagined. So I really do love the messages. But anyway, so we have Get Shit Done. So it looks like you guys are really needing to buckle down, prioritize, get organized, and also stop procrastinating is the main message that I get here. So you guys are needing to hear some tough love. You're kind of sitting down and just waiting for things to happen right now. But right now it's time to get back in front of the computer, get back on the phone, make your calls, do some networking. And it's time to get in communication with the right people too, I feel, as well. We have astral travel here, and it's funny how I said social networking, because anytime I say that, that also talks about maybe traveling or even just talking to people in general, like from like online from different places, like not just in your country, but different regions, different continents and things like that. You don't just have to contact people you are near. You can also go outside of that box, and you will be surprised who you can find when you know, do your research and just try to communicate. So you have vital force, information, dream time, soul travel. So I do feel that there's some information that you can gain to help you with a project, or to help you get, like this says, to get stuff done, to help you get your I feel like to help you get your fuel and your creativity running. Astral traveling to me is kind of like when you're traveling in a different realm, or like traveling in within your dream or something like that. Astral travel has different meanings. I feel that's only just one that I feel regarding that, but for the most part there is more information to gain by you guys tapping into that part of yourselves. And you have a lot of strength and origins that maybe you don't know about that could help you as well. I feel like some ancestral messages trying to come to you through astral traveling as well. We have death, and I know those of you that may be new to oracle cards or tarot, whatever the case may be, death does not mean, oh my god, I'm going to die. It simply means the end of something and a chance to create a new beginning, a cycle ending, just something ending. That's what death is. It doesn't mean that you're about to die, or you're about to get hit upside the head with something and you're going to pass out, and any of that. It just simply means that it's time for something to end. You've reached your final destination, and something that I feel like you've already learned everything you needed to learn in. So now it's time to kind of let go of it, and not allow for it to get in your way and keep you from doing whatever it is that you need to do and need to get done. Okay. Let's see. We have surrender to effortlessness. So this might be a little confusing, simply because surrender to effortlessness is about not working too hard. What we have here, you do need to get stuff done, but I do feel like the main message here is about procrastination rather than about working too hard. I feel like it's not that you're not working hard enough, it's that you're not doing as much as you could be doing. There's a lot more options and things that you could be doing. You're kind of limiting yourself, I feel. I do also feel like a lot of the things that you have at your disposal, you can use what you have already. You do not have to really go out and get anything new, start from scratch. And again, just use what you have. So this says stops pushing so hard. The art of living means going with the flow instead of trying to force the river. So just go with the flow. Don't work too hard, but do get started is what I'm hearing. You do need to start, but don't try to overwork yourself. So acceptance. So we do have a few similar messages that maybe want to cross over into Power 2. So if you're interested, I do encourage you to go watch some of Power 1, as there are a few messages that are similar from here to there. But anyway, you have the acceptance. It says, see yourself and others through the eyes of the angels with unconditional love and acceptance. In this way, you inspire and lift everyone to their highest potential. Okay, so just acceptance. I feel like maybe this is about accepting your fate, as far as like, because we have the death card here. I feel like you're not at this point doing everything that you are meant to do. I feel like you might be feeling that you're only meant on this earth to do one thing, but you have many purposes, and it's just about you finding them. And I also feel like there are some purposes that you know you are here to fulfill, but you're kind of scared to kind of tap into it. You're trying to run away from it. Spirit says to embrace it. And it's a part of you that's going to keep coming back anyway. So keep that in mind. We have fear. Yeah, you're fearing. You're in fear. That's why you're not accepting it. And that's why you're not kind of working toward something that really could be beneficial for you. It's because you're fearing you're not going to do it right. You're in fear that it's going to maybe take control over you or over your life, or you're fearing that it's something that you really can't put enough time into. You're fearing that you can't do it by yourself. But Spirit says choose love over fear. It's all in your head. Change your thought process and change your energetic field. I do feel like a card fell on the floor. But I do feel like you could be being a little hard on yourself when it comes to work. You're limiting yourself and you're not giving yourself a chance before you even get started. So we have Adriana here, and it says, I am leading you toward the answer to your prayers. Please listen to and follow the steps. I am communicating through your intuition, thoughts, and dreams. So, like I said earlier, with the astral travel, that could be what that's about as well. Power 1 talked about intuition and dreams and things like that as well. So, keep that in mind. And again, if you'd like, you could cross over to Power 1 and see what was said there, just to get more of an understanding on those things. But follow your intuition, not fear. You're having fear-based thoughts. Those are not your intuition. You're mixing it up and clouding your judgment up with fear. It's not your intuition. It's not your spiritual guides. You are having fear-based thoughts. So let go of fear and follow your heart and your intuition. So we have Sisterhood of the Rose. I feel like this could be about finding your tribe as well. And it says beauty and devotion. Priestess, mystic, teacher. So you have a lot to learn, like I said earlier, but you also have these things to teach people as well. And I feel like maybe you could even be teaching about astral travel, or you could be the person giving somebody else some needed information about something. But I do feel like you could also like teach intuitive classes as well. You may have never even thought about that, but some of you, this is part of what you are supposed to be doing. Let's see what else comes up. But yeah, so we have personal power. Yeah, like I said earlier. So this is like your solar plexus, I want to say. Could even be sacral. I get those two mixed up sometimes, but a lot of the times I do find that they're kind of, they do have the same purpose for the most part to me. And this, I feel, goes back to your creative side. Your there's a lot of orange and yellow here, so it's funny that that comes up as well after the fact. But personal power, stepping to your power, and giving yourself more credit, because like I said, you're keeping yourself away from things and keeping yourself away from your true destiny and identity because of the simple fact that you don't feel like you could pull it off. And Spirit says you have more power than you are giving yourself credit for. So is make sure you are using your full power. But yeah. So we have change. So there are some changes coming, or maybe that need to be made, but I feel like those changes start from you accepting your full power and taking advantage of it. And the change could also be about you taking a new direction in something and not going your usual route. Take a different route this time, because there's more for you to gain that way. Because if you take the same route, I feel like you're right now, you're only going to get the same information you already have. So just keep moving forward. This card keeps falling on the floor, so I'm going to bet that's an important message. But it's in your pile, but it doesn't want to wait its turn for whatever reason, because that's the same card I just bent over and picked up a second ago. But anyway, so that's what I feel with that. And wait your turn, card. Okay, so we have patience. Yes, so just having patience with yourself. Patience with your results and the outcome that you're looking for. Maybe there's a need to stop being resistant to change, and also to accept the things that you can't change. But for the most part, you do have to be patient. Allow things to happen like they are supposed to happen. And again, you stop making decisions and things like that based on fear. Okay, so we have sulfur here, and it says physical radiance. Funny that more yellow is coming out. This reminds me of citrine, even though it does say sulfur. But anyway, it says physical radiance. So, yeah. I feel like this, I feel for you guys, has to do with stress for some reason. I do feel like some of you may need to grab citrine, and some of you may need to grab sulfur, or even both of these to kind of help you with that, and also to help you with motivation. I feel like this is about just you getting up, wanting to get up out of bed and do certain things and get things done. But I do feel like some motivation will come to you, but I feel like it's going to come from in a place where you haven't looked for it in. So keep that in mind. Okay, so our tarot is 9 of Pentacles. Okay, so 9 of Pentacles gives me a laid back type of vibe. This person is really enjoying the fruits of her labor, and I just feel like this is about appreciation, being grateful for what you already have, and again, using what you already have at your disposal. And I feel like she takes pride in that, and that is something that you may need to do as well. You may already be doing it, and that's just this reading picking up on that. But for the most part, this is an action step that I feel like a lot of you will benefit from. Something that there really is a lot to look forward to, and a lot that we already have that can get us far. But a lot of people tend to think that you have to have this and that to start off, when you really don't. You can start off with the smallest of things. Just have to remember that everybody has to start somewhere. So, but with this, hard work is going to be paying off. You just have to be willing to accept change. And again, take a different route. Do some research. And also put yourself out there. Make sure you're contacting people, and not just random people necessarily. Yes, do that as well, but make sure that you're contacting them for an appropriate reason, and also make sure that you're being honest with whatever exactly, or whatever it is that you are, trying to do. You don't have to hold anything back. So, and don't down yourself to others as well, because I feel like you kind of tell people, you talk with negative connotations, which means that you're telling people that, oh, I don't have this, so I can't do this. I'm not there, so I can't go buy this item, or whatever the case is, or I'm not good enough, or something like that. Spirit says to not use those words. Don't even think those things. So change your mindset. We have things will be unclear. So I feel like this is about allowing yourself to deal with the unknown as it comes. You do not have to always know every thing or even have clarity around every situation in your life, because it's just some things, that will be unclear, like the card said. So coming up, things are going to be foggy. Things may already be like that, but right now Spirit is saying that it's okay. So you just have to kind of maneuver around those obstacles. And I feel like this is also about, don't allow things you can't see to make up your mind, as far as like be your only judgment. Just because something doesn't look a certain way, it doesn't mean that it is. And I feel like I said that in pile 1, so definitely check that out if you have time and if you're guided to. But yeah, I do feel like that it's okay for things to be unclear sometimes. It's the way of life. It's the way of learning things. And but I do feel like it will clear up. But for right now, you're not meant to know the answers. You're not meant to have that clarity right now, because there's so much more for you to go through. So that is all I have for pile number 2 on regarding what you need to hear most right now. I hope it resonates and makes some type of sense to you guys. I hope that you've learned something from it. If you are new, please consider hitting that red subscribe button. It does help me a lot. And comment and let me know what you thought, if it resonated. And again, what was your favorite part, or what is it that really stuck out to you the most? I do wish you guys love and light. I hope you're staying safe out there, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Love and light. Welcome to those of you who have picked pile number 3. This is a reading regarding what is it that you need to hear right now. Keep in mind that this is not meant to resonate with everyone. Bits and pieces may, and it may not at all. But if you would like to purchase a private reading with me, for me to be able to connect with you more personally, I do have the links in the description box below, and it's also linked on my channel banner as well. So from this deck, we have Stop Focusing on the Negative. Okay, before I get started with this, I do want to say that right when I was doing the intro for this pile just a second ago, I was about to say what it is that you need to focus on for some reason, but I got myself together and said the correct title before I said that. So it's funny that it actually does want to come out the way that I was going to say it, but I did have to kind of get back on the right track to give you guys the right appropriate title. But apparently this is meant for you. So stop focusing on the negative. So pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3 so far have in common to kind of change your mindset for sure. And yeah, so we have school. It also talks about learning a lot as well. So I guess it's our collective messages that everybody needs to hear, regardless of what pile you picked up, or whatever pile you chose. So you have lesson. So I feel like this is trying to say that if you keep focusing on the negative, you're going to be taught a lesson that you don't really truly want to prepare for. But I also feel like this is about maybe saying you need to go back to school, take up another trade. I know right now everybody's doing the social distancing thing, but and the holidays are coming up, but I feel like you could also do some home research as well, and I feel like you could also try to take up some online classes if you would like. But I do see, I feel like you, okay, so I was interrupted for a quick little second, but anyway, it says stop focusing on negative. I do feel like for the most part, you may feel like you have to know things, as far as like you have to already be like extremely smart. I feel like you guys are smart, but what I'm trying to say is that you guys feel like you have to be, like you have to know everything, as far as you have to be right about everything for whatever reason, but and not like in a cocky way, but like in just a way of, I need to know this stuff, or else I'm not going to be listened to, I'm not going to be heard, or anything like that. Spirit says to stop focusing on that. You already are smart enough, and that we're supposed to make mistakes, so don't be mad or don't down yourself for making mistakes, because that's what everybody is supposed to do, and the only thing you can do is learn from them and use them as a daily method in your life to move forward. So you have the Merlin here, and okay, so we have the Merlin. It says alchemy, justice, and balancing. With this, I feel, first off, I feel like the vibe that I get with this message is that there is going to be somebody with an important message coming to you. I feel like within the winter months because of this blue color here, but for the most part, I'm getting a sense of just you being able to create. But I feel like you're going to be able to create whatever it is that you want to create. I do feel like this is about creating karma as well. This is about justice as well. So if you have been done wrong, you are going to get maybe your closure. Maybe that's going to be the important message coming to you. Or this is turning into a prediction for pile number 3 more than a message. But I do feel like in time, you're going to get the outcome that you want with a certain situation, whether it's a legal situation or whatever the case is. It is a bit dark. It's starting to get dark outside. Well, kind of is already dark, so that's why these may look dark, appear dark to you. It was light when I started, so I do hope you can see them. I can turn the light on here, but I do feel like it may mess up the view for you guys, so I'm just gonna hope you can see it like this. But yeah, that's what I feel with that. You're focusing on the negative of some type of situation and where you wish justice will be served for whatever the case is, or that somebody would receive karma or for whatever it is. But Spirit is saying to not focus on that. The more you focus on that, the more you're creating your own karma, and the more you're keeping from doing whatever it is that you need to do within your life. We can't focus on somebody else all the time. Okay, so we now have surrender, low self-esteem. You deserve success, love, and abundance. Set an intention to identify and release any remnants of low self-esteem. So I feel like you guys have been through a rough patch, or if you haven't went through it in the past, I do feel like you may be going through it now. I just feel like you're just going to have to give yourself time, and I also feel like to stop comparing yourself to other people again. And also, low self-esteem could be a part of the reason why, this justice aspect is very adamant for you, and justice will be served. You have to let it happen when it's meant to. It's not in your control. It's out of your hands. But anyway, there's a need to release low self-esteem, and to set an intention to identify and release whatever it is that you need to let go, whatever it is that's making you feel like this. So whether it's other people, things, money, whatever it is. So we have wedding. So the message reads, marriage is the union of two souls joined in love, mutual respect, and commitment. It signifies a desire to deepen love over time. Your wedding day is a testament of your well-founded faith in love, in love's power. Continually breathe life into that faith and love, dearest one. So I'm going to say that I don't necessarily feel like this is about getting married in the literal term. I feel like this is about some type of contract. I do feel an overall, for some of you, some type of legal thing, whether it's now or something maybe you have to look forward to coming up. But I do feel like you're going to be having a deeper bond with whatever that issue is, and you're going to have somebody on your side with this thing, somebody holding your hand. I don't feel like necessarily you're going to be walking down the aisle in literal terms. I feel like it's a metaphor for you guys. But for others of you, there's a need for you to change your view on marriage and change your view on weddings. Or maybe you're planning a wedding right now and you're kind of worrying how you're going to look in your dress, or how you're going to look to other people, or how is your cake going to taste, or you're kind of yes, those are all important factors, but it's not the most important. It's about what you and your partner are going to enjoy. Yes, people have, you know, the blessing of being able to witness it, but it's about what you want to bring and what makes you and your fiance or your partner happy. Okay? So that's a message for those of you that may be getting married, or this could be about a upcoming wedding for you, or maybe you needing to accept an invitation to go to a wedding for whatever reason. But I do see some of you going to a wedding, whether it's your own or whether it's somebody else's coming up. You may even be invited. You don't have to go, but you may at least be invited. So we have dark thoughts back at the low self-esteem in this yellow color here. So like pile 2, there was a different message, but I did talk about, I think it was pile 1, I talked about citrine in. So I do feel like you guys need to get citrine as well, just to help you with motivation and to help you with these dark thoughts. So it looks like you may be having dark thoughts. Like some people kind of maybe get jealous of another person's happiness, and sometimes it's not on purpose and you can't help it. So I'm going to say some of you may be going through, or it could be somebody that you know that knows that you're getting married or about to, you know, get something great, and they're kind of having a hard time with it because of the simple fact that it's not them and they want it to be them. It's not like intentional jealousy or jealousy where they just hate you. It's just that they wish that they had those things, and this could be you, if not somebody else that you know, thinking this about you. But it goes back to, I feel like you're living somebody else's dream or vice versa, and Spirit is saying that you can have it too. It's just going to take time. Stop focusing on the negative, because the more you focus on the negative, that is what you manifest. So make sure that you're having a balance. You can't always think positive, and you're not always going to. That's just a fact. I understand. But a lot of the times you really do have the choice to choose our moods. So just make sure that you know, choose one day to say, hey, I'm going to be happy today. Even if you wake up cranky, get up and say, hey, I'm going to be happy today no matter what it takes. It's not forcing yourself to be happy, but you're manifesting happiness just by, you know, changing the way you say things. So we have Vanessa here. It says, to make your decision, ask yourself which way brings me closer to my divine purpose, which way takes me away from it. But yeah, so I feel like there's a need for you to make certain decisions around your life's purpose when it comes to, is this something that really uplifts me? Yeah, it can be my life purpose, but even there are some life purposes that you are not meant to fulfill, whether, and people do tend to think that every life purpose you are supposed to, I don't know if I'm making sense, I'm trying to, but like there are some life purposes that we have, because we're not only meant to do just one thing, we have multiple life purposes, but there are some that we're just meant to think about and not really do anything about for the most part, because I mean, one person can't do everything. But I do feel like you are needing to kind of make a decision between one thing and another. I feel like you have a lot of opportunities lined up for yourself. And the question it says to ask yourself is, again, which way brings you closer to your divine purpose and which way takes you away from it. If the current way takes you away from it, you're going to have to change it. If your old way keeps you closer, you may have to keep that route. So, yeah. So we have you're already doing it. Yeah, I feel like you already are doing what you're meant to be doing. You may be wondering if you should quit something, quit a job, quit some type of passion you've been into, or whatever the case is. But I feel like this is saying to keep going. Stop overthinking. Keep facing your true north, which means just keep moving ahead. Don't turn around. Don't look back. Keep doing what you're doing. You're already on the right path, okay? So let's see. Balance. So we have the balance message. I think I did say this earlier. There needs to be a balance between positive and negative. You can't constantly think negative. And I do know that it is impossible sometimes to just force yourself to think positive. But with balance in general, I do feel like we're talking a little bit just about like organization and kind of just, I feel like there's need to balance work and play as well. And with this yin and yang type of energy, I am getting like divine feminine and divine masculine messages here, where you need to balance the two as well. Um, we all have a mix of both feminine and masculine energy, some more than others, but I do feel like pile number 3 may need to kind of balance it out just a little bit more and kind of work with those sides of yourself. I do feel like that's going to help you with your low self-esteem as well. You may have a problem with gender roles, or maybe someone around you does, and this could be a part of your low self-esteem. You're not the average type of person. You don't do everything everybody does. You're not a follower, and I feel like that's a good thing. You have low self-esteem about that for some of you, but a lot of you, all of you that have picked this pile, you're your own person, and that's good. So just find some value in that. You don't have to be like everybody else. So we have soul journey. Okay. So, okay, so soul journey to me is talking about already what we've said about the life purpose message and the right path and things like that. A part of your past, some of you may even be wondering, I keep feeling called to go back to this wedding card here. I feel like some of you may even be wondering, when is it going to be your time to get married, or if you will ever get married. Or maybe you're married now, maybe going through some issues, or whatever the case is. I do see some of you renewing vows for whatever reason, but I see others of you that are not married or that are looking to be married. It is a part of your purpose to be married, so one day you will, but right now there's a lot for you to go through, and there's a lot for you to learn, and a lot for you to learn about yourself more before you do. So during the time that you are not married, that's where that is going to be devoted to. But yeah, I do feel like you will get married. So we have an inner child, balancing work and play. So work with your inner child, using your imagination, just having fun and being creative, and maybe even working through some child trauma that maybe you went through. Doesn't necessarily have to be physical abuse or anything like that, although it could be. It could just be like any, wounds that you may have had growing up that you need to work through as well. And for most of you, simply this is a message of a need to have more fun, go out and play, get in touch with your inner child, maybe even do some past life regression work as well. So we have the Botswana Agate. It says breathe. I don't know if I said that crystal right, but there it is. But yeah, so it says breathe. So I feel like maybe a lot of you have some issues with anxiety for the most part. I do feel like depression for some of you. I don't do medical diagnosis or anything like that. But for a good many of you, I do feel like that you've been feeling down. You've been feeling anxious. And I feel like the only way right now to kind of get through that is to simply just do something to get your mind off of certain things, and not, you're staying stuck in the same situation. And I feel like that's only because you're kind of choosing to. So I feel like you may need a little bit more motivation to get out there and do whatever it is that you want to do and that you need to do. And I feel like that is where you will start to feel more able to release stress and be able to breathe and be able to just not really care about things that, aren't really important. So we have the someone is watching. I feel like this is not a creepy message. I don't feel stalkerish vibes, but I do feel like people are paying attention to you. And I'm being called to go back to the inner child message, where it's like this person that is watching you is not just one person. I feel like there are kids that look up to you, maybe nieces and nephews, if not your own, maybe even your future kids. Because I do feel like you do build a relationship with a child before you even conceive sometimes. To me, that is possible. I mean, I don't know how many people believe that, but I do. as far as if somebody is watching, I don't really feel like it's just one specific person, and I really don't feel like it's like that type of vibe, like, oh my God, I have to watch my back type of thing. I don't feel like it's like that. I don't feel like you're in danger or anything like that. I'm just simply saying that there is, and it could be also that somebody has their eye on you in a romantic way as well, so keep that in mind. But I do feel that, you could be kept, somebody could be keeping tabs on you, but it's not in the way that you're thinking. I do feel like if you are working, that there is somebody that is keeping a watch on you as far as your work ethic and stuff. So just do what you would normally do as long as you're doing your work. But yeah, somebody has their eye on you as well. For some of you, this is a secret admirer or whatever the case may be. Our last card is Knight of Pentacles. And anytime a Pentacles card comes up, I always, well, not Pentacles, but the Knights come up, I always tend to think about fighting for whatever it is that you are wanting. And kind of, having it, you're going to have quite a fight to get through to certain things that you are wanting. And I feel like you might be fighting for a position at work or in your career field or whatever the case is. So yeah, like I said, for some of you, I feel like this is clarifying someone is watching you. It's at work. So it either is your boss or somebody that's ahead of you, a manager or somebody, they're keeping their eyes on you. And I feel like it's not like to judge you in a bad way, but just a reward may come after it type of thing. So just make sure you're on your best behavior at work if you are working, and do your normal activities. If you mess up, I don't feel like it's going to be necessarily counted against you. It depends on what you do to get back up after you mess up. They're going to want to see how you handle it. They're not worried if you mess up. They're just wondering. They're trying to see. They want you to know that it is okay to mess up, but they are more worried about how does she handle the situation. That's what I feel. So that is for some of you, and that may be what the message is going to be about in the winter months. For some of you, it could be about you are being watched as far as it comes to work type of thing. That could be it. For others of you, it could be other things. But anyway, that's all I have for pile number 3. Please let me know what you thought of this reading, if it resonated. What did you learn? What was the thing that stuck out to you the most? Please like, share, and subscribe. Let me know what you would like to see next on my channel. If you like a personalized reading, the links will be in the description box below, to my Etsy shop and my website. And yeah, if you're interested in the decks that I'm using, they'll be listed in the description box as well. I wish you guys love and light. I hope you're staying safe out there. And I hope we get to see each other again soon. Love and light.